Well, that was good, Alan. Not Alan, sorry, I'm talking about somebody else. David Yates, I just heard your little mini video. Well said, to recommend people to see what went on there. We have to keep up the good work, so I've decided just to read a little bit more this evening, although it's gone 9 o'clock. It's about 3 minutes past 9 nearly. I'm going to read the report from Iron Mountain. I'm not going to read too much, just a bit. It's the next page to where I've just finished about what the government didn't tell us. Socializing boosts immunity. Facial expressions are a key component to communication and our human connection. The heart's electro-biofield reaches out 6 feet. Bacteria are our immune system. Viruses are part of a detoxing mechanism and are not the cause of disease. So now we begin the report from Iron Mountain. It is a book that was published in 1967. That was the year my third daughter, Anne Mailer, was born, May 10th. During the Johnson administration by Dial Press, which puts itself forth as the report of a government panel. The book includes the claim it was authored by a special study group of 15 men whose identities were to remain secret, and that it was not intended to be made public. It details the analyses of a government panel which concludes that war, or a credible substitute for war, note that, credible substitute for war. What's been going on now here in England and the world is a credible substitute for war. Does the same thing, has the same effect, they hope. We've got to stop them. Is necessary, they say, if governments are to maintain power. Kick them all out. They're not worthy of the title government. Line their own nests. According to the report, a 15-member panel called the Special Study Group was set up in 1963 to examine what problems would occur if the United States entered a state of lasting peace. Why not? What's wrong with that? Wouldn't we like the world to enter into everlasting peace? Yes, we would. They met at an underground nuclear bunker called Iron Mountain, as well as other worldwide locations, and worked over the next 2 years. A member of the panel, one John Doe, a professor at a college in the Midwest, decided to release the report to the public. Well done, John Doe. The heavily footnoted report concluded that peace was not in the interest of a stable society. What kind of cranks are they? That even if lasting peace could be achieved, it would almost certainly not be in the best interest of society to achieve it. They must be all madmen. War was a part of the I'm nearly choking. Economy. Yeah, all the Bushes, they made their millions out of war, didn't they? Bush and co. And our former Prime Minister, Blair. He wasn't any better off than any of the rest of us till he became Prime Minister, was he? Lived in Islington, where I lived at the same time. Sold his house for a whole heap of money because he was who he was. Oh, sorry about that. The heavily footnoted report concluded that peace was not in the interest of a stable society. That even if lasting peace could be achieved, it would almost certainly not be in the best interests of society to achieve it. Because war was a part of the economy. I mean, that doesn't make sense. Therefore, it was necessary to conceive a state of war for a stable economy. So that's what they've done to us this year. Created a false war with the COVID-19 so that they could be in a state of war to sort out their rotten budgets that they've messed up. I won't swear like you, David, but I could. The government, the group theorised, would not exist without war. Good riddance to bad rubbish, I say. And nation states existed in order to wage war. War served the vital function of diverting collective aggression. We should get aggressive with them, the lot of them. They recommended credible substitutes. Bring back hanging to hang the government. That's what we should do. Hang the rotten lot of them. And paying a blood price because they've killed people. They're murderers. We should hang them all for locking down our government, our parliament, and giving it to foreigners. They're guilty of treason. Murderers. That's what they are. They're murderers. They've murdered old people and they wanted to kill the rest of us too. And paying a blood price. Yeah, people's blood price, not your own. To emulate the economic functions of war. Prospective government devised alternatives to war included reports of alien life forms, the reintroduction of a euphemized form of slavery consistent with modern technology and political processes, all corrupt, and one deemed particularly promising in gaining the attention of the malleable masses. Well, some of us aren't malleable. That's why we're here. The threat of gross pollution of the environment. Well, they've achieved that, haven't they, since 67? Everywhere's grossly polluted worldwide by these greedy so-and-sos at the top. When President Johnson read the report, he hit the roof and ordered it to be suppressed for all time. They should have flipping assassinated him instead of John F. Kennedy. Additional sources were said to have revealed that orders were sent to US embassies instructing them to emphasize that the book had no relation to US government policy. Friggin' liars. Liars, liars, liars. And they control England. And that's all about money. That's why they follow them like lapdogs. And now I'm going to read some rude words, and they're not mine. I'm not going to leave them out though, because I didn't write it, and I've got to honour the writer and David Yates for whatever. I'm sorry, but I will be using a few bad words, so get the kids out of the way. Poem by Justspacegoatfarts. Don't make me laugh. I don't want to laugh because this is not a funny subject, but I'll start reading the rude words. Sky fucker ye not, I tell thee now. What goes up must come down. Aluminium, strontium, barium, up in the sky, drifts down to me and you, the plants, animals, water and soil, all being poisoned for a little toil. Shy fucker ye not, I tell thee now. When the mass awakens, we are coming for you. Like the Nuremberg trials, there will be no excuse, for God promised his children an earth clean and pure. Only the devil could spread such toxic manure. Sky fucker ye not, I tell thee now. Sky fucker ye not, I tell thee now. MAST equals scam. Mirror, mirror. R.I.P. means rest in peace, by David Allen. This is my cave drawing, a true recording, 9/11, the sinister event, the proxy wars we couldn't prevent, weapons of mass destruction, nothing more than a construction, fabricated lies, zero intel, just lies from spies, murdered in a forest, he with eyes, who realised Blair's lies, not to beat around the bush. Hush, hush, how many souls blown to mush? Reading a kid's book while the whole world shook. On the back of 2 towers, the human heart sours. Let's not mention Tower 7 or 7/7. Rage sets in, a massive grenade with a pulled pin. When the truth comes out, it's pushed back in, breaking up the Middle East, slowly but surely, for Israel's feast. While starving Yemen, can I get an amen? While I pray for those, no water, no food, the goal is Golan Heights. No mercy, no love, no human rights. All is unfair in love and war. A darkness left alone. No man, no gun, but a silent drone. Forget breaking bread from miles away. You're already dead. No mass media, just mass destruction. The effigy of hate, oh how they rotate. The Muslims, the backpack, the suicide bomber. Never a government invading lands, turning deserts into red sands. No matter the monies, the honour, the medals, purple hearts, while lives are torn apart. For attack, for stealth, how many soldiers die from mental health? Suicides by their very own hands, tormented by demons from their previous commands, invaded, not conquered, and not in the past. Let's hope the next war is really the last. NATO, the cash cow, providing the steam in the wake of wars, nothing but streams, blood, innocent blood, generals up to no good. Syria, Assad gas attacks, staged for outrage, lights, camera action is only a fraction. The media ignores the military-industrial complex, has the Middle East on all fours with no middle ground. Exports of weapons, billions of pounds, so much corruption. I want you to see my cave drawings, roaring, the temperatures soaring as these bombs drop down. The media is a circus and I'm just a clown. Ridiculed, vilified for speaking the truth. This is my message for the future of youth. You can't believe everything you see on your telly. This poem is dedicated to Mr. David Christopher Kelly, R.I.P. David Christopher Kelly, 14th of May, 1944, 17th of July. Telling the truth can be fatal, my friends. Oh. Something is not right by Tony the Fox. Something is not right, but I can't out my finger on it. Disinformation runs rife, but sift through the shit. Lies are being told. There is no doubt. Put masks on them to curb their need to shout. This is important. We are being screwed over. There are no bluebirds over the white cliffs of Dover. For years they have been planning and plotting for this, planting on our lips a big Judas kiss. I, for one, can't live in a land where a child thinks it's wrong to hold their mother's hand. This is not right. You all must see how Tell-Lie Vision has lied to thee. Ice Bucket Challenge. Ice Bucket Challenge was a test, you see, to see just how stupid the people could be. And then they told you to stockpile shit roll and cash you got out from a wall with a hole. 2 weeks in and your hands were split from hand sanitizer and the ships that's in it. Planes were grounded, but the skies were full. Lines, halos, and sundogs, all normal. What bull! Mackerel clouds look ever so nice, but not when you know who'll be paying the price. Frequencies pushing and controlling the weather. Sun so hot it turns your skin into leather. Mask up! Mask up! The MSM cries. Lies, lies, and more fucking lies! A long, long time ago, there was old man and his children living in a mountain village. They had a very happy life. Only one big problem. They had to climb over a big mountain to go to the field every day. So one day, the old man decided to move the mountain. Every day, his children began chipping away at the rock at the foot of the mountain. A wise man passing by asked, "How can you possibly think that you can move the mountain?" The old man said, "I probably won't, But you see, I have children, and my children will have children, and they will continue, and the mountain will be moved. The mask by MC. Every day I have to look at you. I hate you more and more. You are a blot on the landscape, a monstrosity, an eyesore. Every day I have to look at you, and anger swells inside from knowing what you do to me, and there's no place to hide. Every day I have to look at you. I think many thoughts on how to bring you crashing down and throw you in the melting pot. Against the Grain by Dave Allen. I've gone against the grain. It's all I know. Crumble now. You'll reap what you sow. A sold-out stage, we're the show. These new normals they want to bestow our vibrations high. They want us low, lower than a snake's belly. Boycott the shops, discard the telly. What I'm yelling by their reaction is very telling. Fines may cost you. You cannot be fine with this. Stand up, my friends. Resist, resist. Mission Complete by David Allen, Dublin, Ireland. Last night the skies were clear. I sat under the stars. I faced my fear, my very real fear of what's to come, questioning how has society become so numb, obsessed with Spotify and digital desires for better Wi-Fi so they can just eat, not aware they modify our processed foods that alter moods. Do we identify as straight or bi, non-binary? Yes, that's who I think I am. My kids in school can't eat ham. Fluoridated water? Drink, drink, drink. You're here to learn, but don't dare think. School's all about repeat, repeat. Behave yourself. Stay in your seat. No blackboards. No blah blah black sheeps. No ring-a-ring-a-rosy. This new world order sure looks cozy. Teacher, teacher, how can you teach when most young minds are out of reach, dumbed down from vaccines and all these toxins we now consume, edging ever the closer to inevitable doom? Those who rise, the government despise. Those of you who are changing lives, all lives matter, not just black, but the media just will not air that. GMOs, non-reproductive, these future skies, very conductive. Is it a bird? Is it a plane? No, it's a drone to drive you insane. Lockdowns and masks put us to the test. Through your social tasks, 2 feet apart, was only the start. Everywhere I look, everyone's acting out and playing their part. On public transport and in all the shops. How high, you ask, as you hop, 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 jumping through hoops. Jump while you can. Haven't you heard the plan for man? Self-destruction, their final production, whilst we cease to produce. sterile agents severing our roots. Non-reproductive humans no more. Profits through the roof whilst life hits the floor. Our living standards are at an all-time low. Remember the saying, you reap what you sow. My future notifications of weather modifications may well be removed, erased from time via virtual book burning, to stop the masses from turning. Skies may be clear, but it won't be for long. The birds who sing shall lose their song. The bees who hum already succumb to the toxified, weaponized air. This is my recording before they go to their lairs, their underground bunkers, down on your hunkers. These tunnels and cities out of our sight will be unreachable in our blight. No entry for us as we are replaced, and my dreaded fears must be faced. Earth will be rebooted, reseeded, even though it's not needed. We will be wiped out if they get their way. Without a trace, I predict my fate with this brave face. Control, Alt, Delete. Their mission complete. I think I'll end it there, because the next one is from John Graff, Los Angeles, CA, July 25th, 2020. And I'm not sure if it's, yes, it seems to go on. So what I'll do is stop there. It's been very moving, all this. Sorry that I couldn't take time with all the individual poems, but I could do them separately, but I think they all follow on quite well from one another. And I will do John Graff, Los Angeles tomorrow, or not tonight. It's 9:30 now. I've had a long day on this computer, haven't I? I suffer with my back from an accident I had in Jamaica. It still hurts all these years later. 2007, that was November. Well, guys, girls, gals, guys, friends, foes, and whoever, we need to keep going. Yeah, we need to keep going, and we need to do more. More people need to get involved. The more the merrier, because us few little people, we need to show them that we're not the only ones who care and are trying our little bit. Every little bit will add up. Make more till we get a whole heap of people being aware. That's the reason for doing it. I don't want to highlight myself. I want to highlight the issues and the problems, and I'm sure David does. We don't want any highlight on us, but we want to highlight the issues and the problems. And this is one way to do it, because you young people, you've got the energy. We're retired and on our way out. But you've got to take up the banner, you know, like we're in a race, relay race. So we pass on the banner to you, and the next one, and the next one, your children and grandchildren, and whoever will take it up, and even friends. If your own won't, I don't see mine too far away, and who knows. Anyway, God bless you all. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the night and weekend. Oh, of course, it's bank holiday, but we're on holiday all the time when we retire. So enjoy your bank holiday, and I hope the rain stops tomorrow. I'm not going to go to church in this windy, wet weather, but if it's dry in the morning, I will go. Mind you, it's not the same. Did you know that we can't sing in church? We can't shake hands at the sign of peace. We can't do anything. The priest is limited on what he can preach. I mean, the time that we can spend in church, it's ridiculous. And we had visitors last week. We had a lovely black family from somewhere, mum and dad and 3 teenage boys. It was so nice, but we couldn't even say hello to them, or you know, we were able to sit them together, but it's terrible. It's just dreadful. I don't know why the churches haven't stood up to the government and said something. Haven't they got any scientists in the church who know that this isn't true? I haven't heard one priest anywhere on any channel when they're preaching. They've gone along with everything that the government and the governments have said. I haven't heard one priest say that this doesn't exist, that we've been conned and scammed. That bit I don't understand, because you know, when the Black Death existed and happened, the priests were there ministering to people. Any time there's been any sort of pandemic in history, the priests have been there. They've been with the dying and sick, and they've ministered to them. They've never locked the churches. This must be the first time in history that I've heard of churches locked, and when they open them, they control what we do in there. Some churches that only sing and praise the Lord, they've not even opened their doors because they haven't got a mass like we have. So it's really sad. It's awful. Going to church, it's like a punishment. The only good thing is that I receive the body of Jesus Christ, and I believe that is true. So that's what I go for. And then out the door and gone. No coffee and biscuits and tea and chat and friendliness with people. No welcoming the visitors. Just get rid of everybody quick. I'm sure Jesus would not have liked the way the church has responded to this, obeying the government. If they're wrong, I'm sure that God would understand if we rebelled. I'm just a rebel, even at my age. Oh, Lord have mercy. All right. Good night. God bless.